Okay, so today I'm going to be teaching y'all how to make it so that drinking doesn't absolutely kill your gains. Let's get into it. So the first thing I want to go over is what should you actually drink? Like what is a good thing to drink and what is a bad thing to drink? So the best thing you can drink is tequila, and realistically just straight up shots of it because you're not adding anything to it. Now, me personally, I can't do shots. I get nauseous immediately after taking a shot. So I don't do shots. But what you could then do that a lot of people do is a tequila soda lime. So you're just adding club soda and lime to the tequila. Those are two things that are low to no calories. So then the only calories you're getting is just from the tequila itself. So that is the best thing to drink. But me personally, I'm not really the biggest fan of tequila. So then there's what I do, which is a vodka soda lime, or just drinking vodka in general. Vodka is definitely your next best option. And a really good rule of thumb to know is that you always want to go with the clearer liquor because that's going to be lower in calories. So tequila and vodka are two clear liquors compared to a dark rum, which is going to have more calories. So as I said, shots is definitely the best way to go. But as I said, I don't like shots. So club soda is a great mixer, or you could do a diet soda because that's 0 calories, because you just don't want to add calories, because when drinking, there's already a decent amount of calories in alcohol and you don't really ever want to drink your calories in a cut, a bulk, whatever. Unless, when you're bulky, you might want it, but you don't really want to drink calories, especially in a cut. So that's why you kind of want to make it so that the only calories you're getting from the drink is from the alcohol itself. So the next thing is, maybe you're just not a liquor person and you want another option. The next best alternative is going to be a seltzer. So anything like a White Claw or a High Noon, something like that, that's just a seltzer because your body processes those a little better. But that is definitely going to be a little higher in calories, because I don't quote me on these numbers exactly, but I believe if you were to take a shot of tequila or vodka, it's going to be somewhere around 75 to 80 calories. Whereas if you're drinking a seltzer from a can, those are typically all 100 calories or maybe a little more, maybe a couple calories less, but they're around 100. So though that isn't a big difference, it's maybe a 20 to 30 calorie difference. Once you start having multiple drinks, that's going to add up. So definitely take that into account. And then the worst thing you can drink probably is either beer. Beer is you should try and stay away from beer. It's okay to have it once in a while, but you should try and stay away from it. That, or if you're using a liquor and mixing it with a regular soda, there's now so many calories. Let's say you did a rum and Coke, and that's going to be around probably 100 calories for the rum. And that's only if you're pouring a single. If you were doing a double or whatever, now that's 200 calories. Plus the soda is probably going to be another 100 to 200 calories. So if you did a double with a good amount of soda, that's 400 calories right there. And that's just for one drink. You have 4 of those in a night, that's going to be 1,600 calories. You're already now so far off, and you're probably going to be well over your calories for the day. Okay, so now let's go into some tips while drinking. As I said, you're going to try and use a low calorie mixer. Another thing would be maybe have either a water in between every drink, every other drink, something like that. Or sometimes what I'll do, if I'm not really in the mood to do that, is I'll order a water and a vodka soda lime at the bar. And then I'll just immediately drink the water just to try and rehydrate myself a little bit, at least that night, especially while I'm drinking. Afterwards, you're definitely going to want water. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. That would be my main tip while drinking, is having something that you can rehydrate with. So as I said, a water or something like that. And another thing is, one of the main issues with drinking is that it's just so many calories. So a big thing that I do is I have a rule that unless I'm drinking for some really extended period of time, 8 to 12 hours, maybe it's a grad party or some type of party that started at 1 p.m. and we're going to midnight or something. In that case, I would eat, but when I go out for a regular night, I will not eat while I'm drinking. I might try a bite of something, but I will not eat, because especially while drunk, you're going to eat way more than you want and need. And you're already adding in all these calories from drinking. And now on top of that, you're adding in all these calories from food. And also typically you're not going with a healthy option while you're drunk. You're going to order something that's bad for you already. So that's how the calories can really start adding up. So that's another thing to be really careful with. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into what I do before drinking. during drinking, I already kind of went into, so I'll brush over quickly. And then after a night of drinking, to try and limit the calories and make sure I'm not eating in a crazy surplus. So before drinking, I'd say the biggest thing is what I typically try and do is I typically eat like 4 meals a day. So on days I know I'm going to be drinking, I will typically change that to 3 meals a day, and I'll space them out slightly more because you definitely still want to eat before you go out. I know some people that just won't eat at all because they want to be able to get drunk faster because there's no food in their stomach. And personally, I think it's a really stupid idea. I think it's a really good way to get yourself puking, which we don't want to do. So typically I'll just space my meals out slightly, and so that I'm saving some calories on the day because I already know that I'm going to be drinking. So also I would say try and eat about an hour and a half before you go to drink, because then you have enough food in your stomach that you're not going to like get sick, hopefully, but you're also doing that long enough that like your body has digested some of the food at least. And it's not like drinking right after you had a big meal, which in that case, it's going to be difficult for you to get drunk. So during, I kind of went over already. It's just try and have some water during it and stay hydrated and make sure you're picking the right drinks. Now, the big thing is after, which this is where you do not want to just start binge eating everything around you and everything under the sun and adding in an extra 2,000 calories in like 30 minutes because you're drunk and feel like eating everything in front of you. So another thing is trying to rehydrate for the next day so that you don't feel like shit. And a good way that I do is I have it literally right here because I happen to be dehydrated today. But this is BuckedUp hydration. You can use the link in the description to get a discount if you want to try it out. And just drinking this the next day to keep you hydrated is great. It also tastes pretty good. I enjoy it at least. Okay, so the next thing I want to get into is the next day entirely. So if you didn't get to get fully rehydrated the day before, definitely try and hydrate. If you can get in a sauna or of some form, that's great because that's going to get you to sweat everything out. Definitely getting a lift in that day is going to be good. It's another way to get your body temperature up, sweat out all those toxins that you had the day before. And then another thing I'll do is food-wise, the next day is also really important because you can average out the calories to make it so that you didn't eat in a surplus. So on the next day, you're going to want to make sure that you have a little lower calorie day comparatively to what like your maintenance or what your normal cut is, because this will allow it so that any extra calories you had the day before from drinking, you can kind of negate them, because it's okay with your diet to go over one day if you can then negate that the next day. Because the average total calories you have in a week is a lot more important than just messing up on one day and having a little extra calories. That's why cheat days are like a thing. Okay, so those would be my main tips of how to make it so that drinking does not kill your gains. But no matter what you do, alcohol is never going to be good for you. It's going to mess up your sleep, and that's just the consequence of your actions. So you have to know that going into it, and you also have to make sure you're not drinking too much. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found ways to drink responsibly and keep yourself contained so that you're not completely ruining your gains. Also remember, please drink responsibly. That is very important. 21 and up. Yes, we know this. Okay, so I hope y'all enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next Sunday at 5 p.m. See you there.